And welcome back, everybody, to a podcast in space and time. I'm Holden B. Huffman.
And I'm Kendal Coffee.
And today we are talking about Doctor Who Series 3, Episode 1, Smith and Jones. A platoon of Jadoon on the moon.
A platoon of Jadoon on the moon.
Next to
I
a
love
lagoon.
the Jadoon.
Dude, I love the Jadoon too. They're great.
I mean, they're awful. Like they're they're very bad people, but they're
fun.
Great.
They're fun.
Yeah, they're like they've got the fun accent. The designs are really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And what I really enjoyed about this episode is that they were like, you had kind of two different villainous forces kind of working against each other, and it was more like the Doctor was caught in the middle instead of like the more traditional, just like the Doctor is the hero and this is the straightforward villain. I liked that there were several forces at play there.
Right, like you got the old lady, I can't remember her last name.
Mrs. Finnegan?
Mrs. Finnegan, that's right. You got Mrs. Finnegan as the villain. You've got
played by Anne Reid, by the way.
And you've got the Doctor, the hero, and then you've got the Jadoon, the anti-heroes.
Yeah, like they're there to sort of enforce this like intergalactic law, but they're also kind of like crooked in their own way and aren't really there to protect the humans. They're just there to get their man, so to speak.
Reminds me of the police departments in the United States.
Let's not get into it.
I've seen a lot of comparison posts about that lately.
Yeah, and I can definitely see the comparison. I mean, obviously the Jadoon are like a very extreme example of that, but we do see this kind of policing happening.
Oh yeah,
in some areas.
Okay, enough of that. Okay, no cold opening. Just diving straight into it.
Straight into the
intro.
Oh, intro. I was trying to think of the word for it.
Rando Doctor appearance at the beginning. Like so. See? Just walks away.
Yeah, I thought that was clever. Like how that kind of brings the episode full circle.
Wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey stuff.
Yeah, which we don't get a whole lot of from Davies. Davies episodes, but we got it here. And actually this one was written.
Yeah, it was a Davies episode.
Yeah.
The when Martha was examining the Doctor, saying, "You don't have a brother." No, not anymore. Oof. Little more Time War stuff. Just, everyone's dead.
Yeah. Which this is the first time a brother has been mentioned with the Doctor.
That I can remember, anyway.
In New Who, anyway.
That I can remember. I think it's brought up some other time. I just can't remember where.
Yeah.
Appropriate response from every single person in the hospital when they landed on the moon.
Yeah, just like freak out and scream your head off.
I
feel that.
Yeah, I honestly don't know what I would do.
I don't either. I feel like I would probably just more be in shock and not really do anything.
I'd have like a inner anxiety attack.
Yeah, I'd same. I think that would be me. It would be very like an internal reaction, but I don't know. I don't know that I would react that much outwardly.
Right.
We got a very Inception-y moment with the rain kind of going up.
The rain is going up.
They missed the kick. Gotta wait for the van to hit the water.
Yep. Also, new companion.
Martha Jones.
Why did you say that name?
Freema Agyeman.
Sorry.
Not the first time we've seen her in the show, but
Right. No, the other time it was her identical
it
cousin.
was her identical cousin. Yeah, but now we get Martha Jones, who is wonderful. I love Martha.
Oh, I remember loving Martha. I just didn't remember how much I love Martha.
Yeah,
I freaking love Martha.
she's just so good. And I liked that the doctor was kind of like drawn to her because she's very clever.
Right.
Like
when it was with Rose, it was just kind of coincidental. She just kept being in the right place.
Yeah, which I mean, Rose is very clever as well, but that's it.
Well, she wasn't clever to begin with. After being with the doctor, she became clever.
Yeah, she kind of like learned from experience. And,
Martha was clever right off.
Yeah, and that made the doctor kind of notice, and I thought that was cool. That like, I don't know, it's just a nice like interesting change of pace from what we've seen so far.
Right.
I thought this was just a very well balanced episode. Like
there was some very creepy moments and some campy moments.
Yeah, there was some campiness. There were some like good quiet moments, like with the doctor and Martha, like up on the rooftop. And there was a lot of good action, and it was just suspenseful throughout.
Right.
Yeah, just very like I never really got bored or felt like a scene was dragging on too long. It like kept real. A really good pace.
Yeah. Something I really liked about Martha, again, raving about Martha because I love her. Well, I don't know if raving is the right word. I don't know.
Isn't there raving just half an hour ago? Slow down, Maurice. Do you know that one?
No.
It was a parody of Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, is that from Saturday Night Live?
No, it's just a dumb YouTube video.
Okay, no,
like a Vine, I think.
Okay. Anyway. No, I've not seen that. She was seeing all the positives, and I think that was something else that made the doctor notice her. You know, really put a spotlight on her from everyone else. Of just like, we might die. Well, we might not. And then when they got onto the balcony, they're like, I mean, I know there's aliens and blah, 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 all this going on, blah, blah, blah. But we're on the moon, and it's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's exactly how the doctor sees things. You know, he goes through everything just to get those glimpses of beauty of the universe.
Yeah. Like, she had a very... Like, despite the very frightening circumstances, she was still able to have kind of an optimistic outlook on things.
Right.
And, yeah, I thought that was very nice. Because, like, it would be easy in that kind of scenario to just be like, oh, we're dead. We're dead, we're dead, we're dead.
We're dead, we're dead,
oh,
we're
well.
dead, we're dead.
And just, like, sit down and
accept our fate.
Accept your fate, which like I couldn't fault anyone for in that situation, but
yeah, for real.
But she was like, she powered through it, and she was able to see the bright side of things and how things like could turn out okay.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I really appreciate that.
Man, great costume design for the Jadoon. The black leather suits and everything. It really worked for them.
Yeah.
And also the prosthetics and the puppetry was also on point.
Yeah, the Jadoon looked great. And like, yeah, great design. I like that they're weird space rhinos.
Ko-cho, ro-cho, ro-cho, ko-cho.
I liked that they had all this like advanced alien technology, but they were still using Sharpies.
That actually changes in a future episode. They actually use something else.
I kind of enjoy it. It plays into kind of how they're the aspect of them that it's not like, because they're not like an official like police force. They're
police
like
for hire.
Yeah, they're like hired guns, and I think like it almost kind of makes sense for them to still be using some amount of like very outdated technology.
Right. First appearance of the Doctor's blue pinstripe suit.
Yes. And it looks great.
Yes, it does.
It's a great look. I just love the look when he has the blue suit with the brown coat over it. It's just a really nice color combo.
Right. Which we honestly don't see that often. We usually see the coat with the brown pinstripe suit.
Yeah.
Barefoot on the moon.
Barefoot on the moon. Doctor, why are you not wearing socks, dude? What's up?
Well, maybe he took them off at the same time with the shoes. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I guess he was in the hospital, so maybe he had to like dress
that's
quickly.
Fair. Yeah, that's fair. You know,
and socks take a minute.
Yeah. Yet he was able to tie his tie.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Russel T Davies just wanted some feet in the episode. I don't know.
Davies has a foot fetish. And he's like, hey, David, can you just leave the socks off?
David, I need you to do me a favor. Please don't get weird about it. Anyway.
Go ahead.
I really enjoyed when near the end of the episode when the Doctor is like convincing what was her name, Miss Finnegan, that she was he was a human and like acting all oblivious and like it's very clever. So that she would drink his blood.
Right. Very clever plan. I had that written down. Great plan by the Doctor to have her drink his blood so she would register as alien.
Yeah. And also just like knowing too that it was a very self-sacrificing moment and like he didn't know if he was going to be able to survive that. But he was still able to like hold it together very well and like play a fairly convincing human.
Right. And at first I was a little hesitant of Martha being able to bring him back so quickly, but he didn't get all of his blood drank because Miss Finnegan was interrupted by the Jadoon in the middle of it. So it is very possible.
Yeah. And I think like, if they hadn't interrupted, then she probably would have gotten it all because that's what she did with Mr. Stoker.
Yeah. Who apparently wanted to retire in Florida.
Why do you want to retire in Florida?
Listen, out of all the places
there's so many nicer places to retire.
You wanted to go to Florida. I don't understand this appeal to Florida. I don't
know.
It's swampy and smelly and gross.
And very hot.
Yeah.
And it gets hit by hurricanes a lot.
Right. Like I want to go just to go to Disney World and Universal Studios and see Hogwarts and whatnot, but that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not somewhere I'd want to.
I want to see Diagon Alley.
It's not somewhere I'd want to live, and I know like people do live there, and like it's because that's their home and they're used to it, and that's totally fine. But like, it's not somewhere I would like intentionally move to, really.
Right. I don't understand why it's such a popular retirement spot.
I don't. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. Anyway,
tangent.
Thanks for listening to us bash on Florida.
Listen, everyone knows. Even the people in Florida know. We got some mentions of Mr. Saxon.
We did. Wonder what that's about.
I don't know.
It's like it's almost like this is Doctor Who and they're building up to something.
Right. I don't know. And there was a poster on the wall that said "Vote Saxon." Ooh. Don't know what that could be about.
It's probably nothing.
Nah, it's nothing.
Probably nothing.
No.
That's all the notes I really have.
Honestly, same. I don't really have anything for spoilers either.
Yeah, I don't either. I mean,
okay. Okay, I do want to briefly mention one thing in the spoiler section, so we'll do that real quick, and we'll call it an episode.
Sure.
So let's jump into spoilers. Bro, in English, that's spoiler warning. That was the Jadoon translation.
Oh, this is very good.
Thank you.
Okay, so what was your spoiler note?
It's just a little quickie about why people hate Martha. Which, we're again, kind of like what we did for Rose. I'm gonna just briefly mention it because we'll get into more of it down the line. We don't really have enough of it yet.
Yeah.
To really get into why a lot of people hate Martha.
Right.
Because the doctor's mourning Rose, the death of Rose, I might add.
Oh yeah.
Sure. And just people are like, oh, Martha was just being rude, and the doctor told her he wasn't interested in her, but still, she should have known. She should have known that wasn't just a kiss; that was a genetic transfer. And the doctor was mourning Rose. You can't expect everyone you like to like you back.
It's like, yes, I get that, but also, like, number one, there's no way Martha would have known. And number two, like, I don't even think Martha really, like, pushed that hard.
Not in this episode, at least. Like, we may see a little more later.
Yeah, maybe a little.
But what I do remember, it's not that hard.
Yeah.
It
and,
really
like, especially later in the season. I think there's, like, a bit of it kind of early in the season. But I don't know. Martha's got a journey to go on, and we'll see it.
Right. And I don't know. It's the Rose fandom of saying, well, she's not Rose, so we don't like her type thing.
Yeah. And also, like, I can't blame anybody for being into the doctor. I mean, come on.
Yeah. He's gorgeous.
He's gorgeous, and, like, also he flies through space and time in a time machine.
Right. And he did kiss her.
And
that's not mixed signals. As a guy that has been led on by multiple girls, listen, I've been in similar situations as Martha. People telling you they don't like you, but still sending very mixed signals of like, oh yeah, you're handsome, Holden, blah, 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 but we don't like you.
Do you want to talk about it?
No.
Okay.
No, not really.
All right.
I'm gonna cry if we talk about it.
Oh, you can cry. It's okay.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, buddy.
I'm practically over those things. It's been a while. One of them was more recent, but
it's all right. It's all right to not be over him.
I have no idea, Kendall.
This went off some rails.
Yeah. So join us next time. I'm not taking this out. This is staying.
Okay.
Join us next time for Doctor Who Series 3, Episode 2, The Shakespeare Code.